Good evening, my dear students. Today we will continue solid state lesson. In this video, we are going to learn about classifications of crystalline solids. Before that, we are going to revise what we learned in our last video class. Solid state. Matter exists in three forms generally: solids, liquids and gases. In last year we learned gaseous state. So here now we are going to learn solid state. The characteristics of solids that is given. Totally 5 points are given: definite volume and definite shape, rigid and incompressible, solids have strong cohesive forces, short interatomic ionic molecular distance, constituents have fixed position and it can only oscillate. These are the characteristics of solids. Classification of solids. It is classified into two: crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Crystalline solids is further classified into 5: ionic crystals, covalent crystal, molecular crystal, metallic crystal and atomic crystals, atomic solids. Today in this video we are going to learn about these 5 topics only. Solids generally classified into two: one is crystalline solid, another one amorphous solids. The term crystals comes from the Greek word crystallos. That crystal comes from crystallos word. Crystallos means clear ice. First, that word is applicable only for transparent quartz stone, and then later it is applicable for solid bounded by many flat symmetrical arranged faces, that is like this structures. And difference between crystalline solids and amorphous solids are given: order arrangement, random arrangement. Constituents are arranged in a order manner for crystalline solids. In amorphous solids it is randomly arranged. Long range order, short range order. Crystalline solids have definite shape, irregular shape, anisotropic in nature, isotropic in nature. These points explain in our next paragraph. True solids, pseudo solids or supercooled liquids. Pseudo means semi solids. Definite heat of fusion, indefinite, that is not definite. They have sharp melting point, does not have sharp melting point, that is gradually soften over a range of temperature. That means if temperature increases means it will softness character also increases. This is the difference between crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Next one, isotropy and anisotropy. This is isotropy. Isotropy means what? Uniformity in all direction. Here order arrangement, here irregular arrangement. So here irregular arrangement, so here we will get uniformity. If we pass any rays means you will get the same output only. But in this type of crystal, if you are passing any rays means we will get two different rays, because this crystal contains two different arrangements. In this path the rays goes in the path in which atoms are arranged in a same manner, same types of atoms are arranged. See here green types of atom, here pink color atoms, like that. See this, if you pass rays here means here alternatively arranged, one big atom, one small atom, one big atom, one small atom. So here in this picture two types of arrangements, so only two types of rays also we got it. So this is isotropy and anisotropy. So next one, classification of crystalline solids. Already we know it is classified into ionic solids, covalent solids, molecular solids, metallic solids and atomic solids. Totally 5 types, but here in this heading only 4 headings only we are going to discuss. First one, ionic solids. The structural unit of an ionic crystal, that means ionic solids contains ions. Ions means what? Charged species. Charged species means was positive and negative, that is positive ion and negative ion. Positive is called as cation, negative is called as anion. So the structural unit of an ionic crystal are cation and anion. That means in this solid it contains cation and anion. They are bound together by strong electrostatic attractive forces. Already you know opposite charge attract with each other. So there some strong electrostatic attractive forces are there. So both cation and anion both are bound together, both are connected by strong electrostatic attractive forces. To maximize the attractive forces, cation surrounded by many anions. To maximize the attractive forces, cation means positive, are surrounded by many anions. As possible, and vice versa means negative anion is surrounded by many positive ion. Ionic crystals possess definite crystal structure. So many solids are cubic close packed. Ionic crystals possess definite crystal structure. Crystalline solids category. So only it is having definite crystal structure, and many solids are cubic close packed. We will study what is cubic close packed. And examples, the arrangement of Na plus and Cl minus in ionic crystal, picture is given. So this is the picture of NaCl. Here this small ball indicates Na plus and this big ball indicates Cl minus. So totally how many sodium and Cl are there in this cube? In this plane it contains 4 sodium and in this plane it contains 5 sodium and in this plane it contains 4 sodium, totally 13 sodium. Totally 13 sodium ions are present in this unit cell. Like that we can calculate Cl also. In this plane totally how many Cl's are there? 5 plus in this plane it contains 5 big ball, that is 5 Cl, and in this plane it contains 4 Cl, that is totally 14 chlorines are there. So in this unit cell totally 13 sodium ion and 14 Cl minus are present. This is called as unit cell. The characteristics of ionic crystals are given. Ionic solids have high melting points. Ionic solids, generally solids have high melting point, particularly ionic solids have high melting point because here the attractive forces are stronger, because here attractive forces are present between positive and negative. Already you know opposite charge attract with each other, so strong attractive forces present between cation and anion. So if you want to separate that cation and anion means you have to give more energy, so only high melting point. For understanding this point you must know about what is melting point and what kind of attractive forces present between cation and anion. So between the cation and anion strong attractive forces are present. strongly bounded in solid. In solid, atoms or ions are strongly binded. In liquids, loosely binded. In gaseous state, most loosely binded. So melting means solid is converted to liquid. So solid tightly binded, liquids loosely bounded. So you have to separate that cation and the anion. For separating that, you have to give energy. The attractive forces present between cation and the anion is more. So we have to give more energy for separating cation and anion. So only high melting point. And these solids should not conduct electricity. In second point, do not conduct electricity. In third point, do conduct electricity. Solids do not conduct electricity when the ions are fixed in their lattice position. In solid condition, it won't conduct electricity, but in molten condition, when dissolved in water, it will conduct the electricity. Solid NaCl won't conduct the current, but if it is dissolved in water means it will conduct the current, because in solids ions are strongly binded, it cannot move from one place to another place, so only they do not conduct electricity. But if it is dissolved in water means it will separate as a ions, plus ion and negative ion. Positive ion move towards to negative, negative ion move towards to positive. So movement of ion, that is called as conductivity. So the solids do not conduct electricity because the ions are fixed in their lattice position, it cannot move from one place to another place. They do conduct electricity in molten state or when dissolved in water because the ions are free to move. For understanding these 2 points 2 and 3, you must know what is conductivity, what is current, moving of electrons or moving of ions. In solid state, ions cannot move because strongly binded, but in molten state it is separated, it can move, so only in molten state it can conduct current. Fourth point, there are hard as only strong external force can change the relative position of ion. There are hard as only strong external force can change the relative position. There are hard. These types of solids, ionic solids, are hard, as only the strong external force only can change the relative position. Until that, their position is same, constant only. This is ionic solids. First type of crystalline solid. Ionic solids means the name itself contains ions. Ions means positive ion, negative ion. Opposite charge attract with each other. So strong attractive forces present between cation and anion. To maximize the attractive forces, each cation is surrounded by so many negative and each negative ion is surrounded by so many positive. One example is given, NaCl structure, and these types of solids have many ionic solids having cubic close packed. What is cubic close packed? I will explain in the next topic. We will study about that. Characteristics of ionic crystals are given: high melting point, they do not conduct electricity in solid state, they do conduct electricity in liquid state, and there are hard. That's all, these points only given in ionic solids. Next type is covalent solids. In covalent solids, the constituents are bound together by in a three-dimensional network entirely by covalent bond. Ionic bond, ionic solids contains ions. Like that, covalent solid means it contains covalent bond. In covalent solids, the constituents are bound together by covalent bond in three-dimensional network. Example, diamond and silicon carbide. Such covalent crystals are very hard. Such covalent crystals are very hard and have high melting point. Such covalent crystals are very hard because of this covalent bond. It is connected by covalent bond. Covalent bond is a strong bond. So only because of the strong bond only it exists as a hard, very hard. Very hard means it is having high melting point. If strong bond is present means for breaking that bond we have to give more energy, so only it is having high melting point. And there are usually poor thermal and electrical conductor. It won't conduct current, poor conductor. Because it is strong, it is connected by strong bond, so it cannot move from one place to another place, so only it is a poor thermal conductor and electrical conductor. Example, diamond. Diamond picture is given because in diamond covalent bond is present, so diamond is the example for covalent solids. Second type is over. Third one, molecular solids. In molecular solids the constituents are neutral molecules. Ionic solids contains ions, covalent solids contains covalent bond, like that molecular solids contains molecules. Molecules means what? Neutral charged species, neutral charge. So in molecular solids constituents are neutral molecules, they are held together by weak van der Waals forces. Weak van der Waals forces. Molecules are held together by weak van der Waals forces. Why weak forces are present here? Because between the molecules there is no attractive forces are present. In ionic solids between the ions there are having opposite charge, so opposite charge attract with each other, so only strong attractive forces are present there. But here in molecular solids between the molecule there is no charge there, so only there is no attractive forces present between them, so only weak forces are present here. Generally molecular solids are soft, they do not conduct electricity. These molecular solids are further classified into three types. Generally molecular solids are soft because there is no attractive, strong attractive forces are there, so only it is exists as a soft. In ionic solids strong attractive forces are there, so only it exists as a hard solids. Here no attractive forces are there, so it is exists as a soft solids. And they do not conduct electricity because in ionic solids positive ion move towards to negative, negative ion move towards to positive, but here in these molecular solids molecules won't attract by any molecules, so it cannot move from one place to another place. So molecular solids do not conduct electricity. These molecular solids are further classified into three types. One is non-polar molecular solids, another one polar molecular solids, another one hydrogen bond. Three types are given. One is non-polar molecular solids, second one polar molecular solids, third one hydrogen bonded molecular solids. First one is non-polar molecular solids. In non-polar molecular solids constituent molecules are held together by weak dispersion force or London force. London force or weak dispersion force means both are weak only, weak forces only. So it is a non-polar molecule. What do you mean by polar and what do you mean by non-polar? Polar means charge separation takes place means polar. Charge separation does not takes place means that is non-polar. So here charge separation does not takes place, so this is non-polar. So in non-polar molecular solids constituents molecules are held together by weak forces because their charge separation does not takes place. If charge separation takes place means then only positive ion is attracted by negative and negative ion attracted by positive. All ions are moving to opposite charged ions. If all are moving means it will conduct current. If both are opposite charge means some attractive forces also present, so strong attractive forces present there. Where charges are formed means there strong attractive forces are present. Here there is no charge because non-polar means, polar means charge separation takes place, non-polar means charge separation does not take place. So this is non-polar molecular solids. So charge separation does not take place. No charge separation means there is no attractive forces, so only weak forces are there. And because of that weak forces, they have low melting point. If strong attractive forces present means we have to give more energy for separating ions or molecules. Here only weak forces are present, so it is having low melting point and are usually in liquid or gaseous state. If attractive force is strong means it will exist as a solid, but here only weak attractive force is only present, so only it is exists as a liquid in liquids or gaseous state. Example, naphthalene and anthracene. Already I explained, 2 benzene rings are fused means that is called as naphthalene. 3 benzene rings are fused means that is called as anthracene. Next one is polar molecular solids. Polar means charge separation takes place. So the constituents are molecules formed by polar covalent bond. They are held together by relatively strong dipole-dipole interaction. Dipole means, di means 2, pole means end, 2 ends. So dipole means 2 end, another dipole means 2 end. 2 end means positive negative charge, positive negative, 2 end means positive negative. So between these charges some attractive forces are present, that is called as dipole-dipole interaction. Dipole-dipole interaction. They are held together by relatively strong dipole-dipole interaction. They have higher melting point because here strong attractive forces are there. So for breaking that attractive forces we have to give more energy, so higher melting points than the non-polar molecular solids. Compared to previous, that is non-polar molecular solids, this polar molecular solids having higher melting point, because in non-polar molecular solids there is no attractive forces are there, but here strong attractive forces are there, so only it is having higher melting point. Example, solid carbon dioxide and solid NH3. Third type, hydrogen bonded molecular solids. The constituents are held together by hydrogen bond. What is hydrogen bond? Attractive forces are present between hydrogen and a high electronegative element like fluorine or oxygen or nitrogen means that is called as hydrogen bond. Attractive forces are present between hydrogen and any one of these elements like fluorine or oxygen or nitrogen. So there are generally soft, because weak attractive forces are present, so only there are generally soft solid under room temperature. Example, solid ice and glucose and urea. Glucose means C6H12O6. Urea means NH2CONH2. This is urea. So the constituents are held together by hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bond means attractive forces present between hydrogen and high electronegative element like fluorine or oxygen or nitrogen. They are generally soft because here that attractive forces is weak, so only it is exists as a soft solid. And example, solid ice, glucose, urea. So next one is metallic solids. In metallic solids, the lattice points are occupied by metal ion. In ionic solid it contains ions. In molecular solids it contains molecules. In covalent solid it contains covalent bond. Like that, in metallic solids it contains positive metal ion and cloud of electrons pervade the space. Pervade means what? Spreading. Pervades means spreading. So positive metal ion is surrounded by electrons, that only given here. So lattice points are occupied with positive metal ion and a cloud of electrons spreading the space. So there are hard, because between that positive and negative charge attractive forces are more, so only they are hot. If attractive forces are more means they having high melting point. Metallic solids possess excellent electrical and thermal conductivity because of the charged positive and negative. Already you know metal conduct both electricity and thermal conductivity. They possess bright luster. Luster means what? Shining. Examples: metal and metal alloys belong to these types of solids. Example: copper, iron, zinc, silver, gold, copper and zinc. This is the alloy. All other called as metals. Both metal and alloys are example for this metallic solid. So with this topic, with this metallic solid, this classification is over.